Hey everybody, it's 3KO Games here, and it is time for the Soul Exchange. You've probably seen some videos and people talking about their process already. Lots of people out here and lots of speculation on the heroes for a few days now. I wanted to wait until it came out and was official, and then I can just make my choice here as well. So I managed to find 20 heroes that I'm like, I don't really need you. So any level here, any tier here is open for me. Let's just talk through what we have. I think this Soul Exchange doesn't have a standout hero that everybody's going to grab this person. I think there are a couple good choices, depending upon what your roster is like and how many heroes you really have to sacrifice right now. So at any level, I think you might find somebody that's useful. So let's talk about some stuff. 10 soul level. Costume Jabberwock. Interesting character. It hits the edges of the formation, the wings, or closer than that if the wings are already gone. Then lowers mana generation and gives corrosive poison to those two targets. Usually it's the tank that you're afraid of. So if you have a team that you feel like the tank is going to take care of itself, like you're going to be able to take care of that tank, fine. And then maybe Jabberwock works. Or if it's one of those rare teams where you're like, ooh, but these wings, we can't let those wings go off. Maybe he's a good choice. I don't know that he's the best choice on defense. But not a bad hero. Obviously, there's the max stats. Most of these heroes are pretty low compared to, goblin stats or the construct family stats or, one of those happening right now. But Jabberwock, not bad. Micah is just not worth it, even if you only have 10 souls. Unless you have only 10 souls and you have every other single hero and you just want to get rid of some. The special skill here is just not very interesting. You share damage. You get plus defense and plus mana generation. That's fine. But I think you can do better. Aora and Fluffy. Interesting hero with a little bit of minion control. It is kind of a sniper, mostly a sniper, so you have to be willing to do that, which is especially weird with minions, because if you have one minion, you probably have more than that, and you'd like to be able to get rid of all of them. But what's nice about Aora and Fluffy is that it reduces max health of all enemies who own minions by 404. So you are taking care of one enemy with a big, destroy that minion, those minions, and then get 600% damage to that target. That's pretty great. And the rest of the team, if it's an all minion team, gets some reduced health. Even more than that, if that target has boosted health. Not a bad choice for 10 souls. The other two, Nora's mechanic is actually kind of interesting. If it weren't slow speed, she does do some interesting minion control, right? So it's not her attack that gets rid of the minions. It is her minions that each turn will get rid of minions. Before minion hits target, it destroys all minions from the target. And she does cast a minion for each ally. So that's interesting. On top of that, in this passive here, anytime the defense summons a minion, she gets a minion for herself. So she's got one more chance to try to wipe out that minion that was just generated. It's an interesting mechanic. If there were a little bit of an attack there too, or she weren't slow speed, I think she might have become more usable. But I think I fed away my copy of Nor a long time ago. Frost, some minion stuff here. It increases the power of your minions a little bit. I just don't think he's that interesting. So if you are in the 10 hero land, to me it's probably Aora and Fluffy as the best option. But of course, everybody's roster and needs are different. If you're in the 15 hero category, a lot of people are talking about Kemeni. I don't know. I think he's interesting. Average speed, hit 3 or hit all. So just based on average speed, 330 damage to all, that's pretty good. I think the rest of his special is a little bit misleading. They say up to 655% damage in total. 655% damage to all enemies is amazing. But you may have one status ailment. Maybe 2, right? So that's 330 plus 65 is 395. Okay, maybe it's 460. Maybe you have 2 status ailments. But I would say a lot of times you're going to use him and he's got none. And it's going to be 330 damage to all, which is not bad. Sometimes you're going to get that almost 400% damage, but if you're getting him because you're thinking about 655% damage to all, that's not really going to happen. But certainly all these gargoyles and their stone skin, it's still useful. It's still annoying. I still like playing with a Hoenverf as my only gargoyle, and I love after he goes off, enemies trying to hit him and nothing happens, right? That's great. So, Kemeni. Eloise, I have Eloise, and she's stuck at 370 because I just need to get some more mats. Is a minion destroyer and then deals 270% damage to all enemies. It's not a bad percentage. And then they also resist new minions. I think there are stronger anti-minion heroes, but if you need an anti-minion hero, she is a good option. Winifred, if you're in need of a strong hitter, especially in green, especially for rush, she is amazing in rush attack wars because of her chaining ability. And then everybody she chains gets negative attack and is immune to status effect buffs for 5 turns. That's forever in rush war. So very strong contender, Winifred. I would say don't sleep on Costume Vanda because of the amount of status ailments going around. Some people use Garnet just because of the status ailment immunity. And here you get a little hit at very fast, stealing some healing, and then status ailment immunity for 3 turns. Not a bad hero. I would say the strongest 2 in this 15 hero row are Winifred or Costume Athena, somebody I'm considering too. Great Titan hero because we get regular defense down and elemental defense down. Plus, all ice allies get 15% plus 15% attack. Great Titan hero. My blue Titan team could definitely use a boost. So she's somebody I'm thinking about. But let's take a look at the 20 hero row. We have Diao Chan. It's not a bad heal, 35%. Not the strongest, but she does other stuff which are great. These lackey minions with 16% HP, 25% attack, steal random dispellable buffs from the enemy and gives it to its owner. That's pretty great. still see Diao Chan all the time, especially in Minion Wars. And I don't have a purple healer, so could be super useful. I also, could use another yellow hitter. White rabbit and the costume. I don't have yellow defense down. And here we go, finally a 34% defense down from yellow. The stats are a little bit older, but still a very useful hero. Fog is one of the only ones here that I actually have. He's a good, strong sniper, and he has priority buff Dispel, and also defense down against nature. I love to, take on Ludwig or whomever with Fog, dispel that buff, get a good hit, and then also defense down against nature, and then follow up with another nature hero and pretty much wipe people out. But I already have him. This also doesn't offer his costume, so I think for 20 souls without the costume, where you're getting Athena plus costume at 15, that's the stronger choice. Garnet, still see her all the time. Small heal. It's an okay heal. Obviously, if you can get to third mana charge, it's great. And status ailment immunity. I think people use her all the time, in particular because of that. I don't really have a red healer, so somebody to think about. And finally is Tethys, another blue hit 3 with some Titan potential, because you get 60% plus 60% attack for ice allies. Pretty nice. A strong hitter. I don't know that she is worth 5 more souls than Costume Athena, personally. But both strong. So, in that bottom row, I think you have lots of choices that could work, and it really just depends on what your needs are. Fog would probably be the least interesting choice, well, to me, because I have him, but in general, just as a sniper and no costume. But I think, thinking about all these things, what I'm most in need of is a healer in purple. And I think this minion ability is really interesting. And, or white rabbit. Kind of going back and forth, back and forth. We're going to keep Diao Chan. That is the choice, everybody. Exchanging, getting rid of all those other heroes. Boom. Boom. That's my choice. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know who you are choosing. And I thank you all so much for checking out the video. We will see you next time.